Guys, CVG Wide here, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a taser out of very simple parts, and it's very cheap to make. I'll put a link in the description to all the parts below that I've used. So this is going to be your finished result. This is going to be the taser, at least what it'll look like, depending if you make it exactly how I. It works pretty well. It's pocket size, and the switch is right there, so it can't go off in your pocket. All right, let's get into it. The parts you'll be needing for this and tools, you'll need a hot glue gun with some hot glue, of course. You can use solder if you don't want to. I will show you how to not use solder, but I prefer soldering my connections. So you're going to need a soldering gun. You're obviously going to need solder if you're using that. Some wire strippers, pair of pliers will work if you know how to strip wires with a pair of pliers. You'll be needing a 2-pronged button. If you don't have any of these, and you can use some other buttons, I can show you how to use that later in the video. You're going to need a step-up transformer. I don't really know what the step-up is because they lie about it. It's obviously not going to be 400 kilovolts like it says it is. You're going to need a 3 AAA battery pack and 3 AAAs for the battery pack, for the power, of course. Alright, so first things first, we're going to take your step-up transformer, and if you just bought one, that's brand new. You're going to have these are going to be really long along with these. You're going to have to cut them down. You're going to have to strip them. I usually cut to around this length. You can make them any length you really want, as long as they're not too long where they're kind of going everywhere. You want them to be relatively close together so it can actually, work. And so as you do this, do not put the batteries in the battery pack quite yet because you don't want to accidentally tase yourself. That is not fun to do. Alright, let's get into it. So what we're going to do first is you're going to take your step-up transformer. You're going to want to set it on top of the battery pack. You're going to want to set it right above where this tiny switch is, right there on this battery pack. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to cut both your negative leads. The green is negative on the transformer, the black is negative on the battery pack. You're going to want to cut these really close together, and you're going to solder them where they can just be attached just like this, and make sure that the transformer is that the switch is still accessible with the transformer on it. After you've cut and stripped your negative leads, you're just going to want to directly tie them together, and then if you're going to be soldering, you're going to let your soldering gun heat up. Mine's a butane one, as you can see. I also have an electric one, but the tip's kind of completely melted on it. You're going to quickly attach these together. If you're not doing this, all you're going to do is just tie the 2 wires together. You can either put hot glue and then electrical tape around it if you'd like. And now that I have soldered the 2 negatives together, I'm going to take my positive wire and I'm going to attach a button in between the positive leads. And so you're going to want to be placing your button on the right side of the transformer, because your transformer should be fully to the left, about near flush with the switch, and to the side. And your button is going to go right here. And make sure that your positives do not connect at the very in between right here, otherwise it's just going to keep firing. That's why you do not want to have the batteries in the pack at this time. So you're going to cut it, and you're going to make sure that it's a perfect fit so it can fit around just right here. And then you're going to hot glue it onto the thing. Along with the transformer, you're just going to add super glue onto the sides, or you can turn it around, put hot glue right there, and you can just stick it on where you'd like. And a reminder, as you're cutting, as you're stripping your wires, you're going to so after you have your button, you're going to also want to tie or twist the wire around it. Then you're going to solder it after. If you're not going to solder, you can just use hot glue and make sure that the wire is fully connected onto the metal, otherwise it will not work. And say if you're trying to measure to see, so if I put this right here, if you're trying to get this wire to go all the way to this one, make sure these do not touch, but as you strip the wire, as you measure it, you pinch it, and then you're going to want to go a little up, and that's where you're going to want to cut it. You don't want to cut it exactly where you are, because remember, you're going to have to strip the wire, and that does take some of the wire off. Make sure not to try stripping it too much, otherwise you're going to end up just cutting the wire. As you solder the wires onto the button, make sure not to get the button metal parts too hot, otherwise it will melt and then your button will break. I've done that multiple times before. After you've fully soldered your button, you're going to move it over to the side, and you're going to hot glue it in place where you want the button to be. Now after you have hot glued your button in place, you're going to take your negative leads and you're going to solder it away you're going to solder it away from the button. You're just going to solder it back right here so you don't have any loose wires around. And now that you have now that you have hot glued your negative leads away, your taser is ready to be used. So you're gonna go to the back, you're gonna open it, and you're gonna put your AAA's in. And now that you've put your batteries in, go ahead, hit the switch that is right under your transformer. Make sure and also make sure that you do not get any hot glue on there. Then you have a nice taser stun gun. Make sure not to hold it longer than 5 seconds, otherwise you can and will fry your transformer. 10 seconds is definitely the max it will fry it, guaranteed. Please do not tase people if you do decide to make this. This is for educational purposes only. Make at your own risk, and if you get hurt or tase yourself while making this, if you decide to do so yourself, I'm not at fault for that. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, hit like please, and also subscribe to my channel and comment what else you'd like me to make. And also, I'm about to show you some of the other types of tasers that I've made. If you'd like to see how I made these types of tasers using the same thing, but instead 2 transformers and 2 9-volts, which would give you a way better output. If you like that, you can go ahead and hit like and also comment if you'd want me to do that. I've also made, that's the other type of taser I've made. And also, here is a little Lego dude with wires too. Actually, let me do this with my right hand. And also some games that I've made that involve tasers as well. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and please hit like and subscribe. TVGY out.